It's Jim and Lynda here, and we are a husband and wife real estate team from Horizon, West Florida. If you're watching this video, it's because you're probably thinking about moving to Florida.
That's right, and when you start thinking about it, maybe that process becomes a little bit overwhelming. We want to share with you in this video our process, how we work with buyers, what it's like to find your perfect home, and how we will help you all the way from locating a home to closing on it to moving in.
If you're thinking about moving to Orlando and you want to find a safe community with good schools, shopping, close to Disney World, Horizon West should be at the top of your list.
That's right, and to help you in your search, we've developed a quick quiz. You can see it in the link below, but it's to show you a great fit based on your unique answers to just a few questions. So click the link in the description. If you have questions, feel free to give us a call. So the buyer's process is really, it's a fun process.
It's a fun process.
We love it when people are coming to the area. We ourselves moved to Orlando several years ago. So let's talk about our process. There's a couple of things that buyers most want to avoid. They don't want to miss anything. There's a lot of houses. Most of the buyers are probably the best educated people in the market right now because they're the ones spending hours looking at home listings, watching videos like this, and going through. And so we want to make sure that you feel comfortable that you're not missing a single house. So we're going to start with basically a funnel process. We're going to put a number of homes from all different types of sources. We'll start with some of the ones that you like the best. After you take the quiz, maybe we'll narrow it down to the suburb or the town or community that you like best. And then we'll start to fill up the funnel with maybe some homes from Zillow, some homes from the MLS that agents have access to. We'll also look at some off-market homes, some for sale by owners. And so we'll put all kinds of houses in there.
And that's all on our end. So right away, right off the bat, when somebody reaches out to us, whether they're calling us, whether we're being connected through a YouTube video, or whether they're texting us, the first part is really simple as a buyer. We're just going to get to know you and we can understand what you're really looking for, and then our wheels will be turning on our end and we'll be thinking of different areas. But Jim, what can they do on their end? Like, what should be their first step?
Yeah, so I think maybe to back up even, before we start putting anything in the funnel, we want to meet with you. And that might be by phone or Zoom, it might be in person, but we really want to get a feel for what it is that you're looking for. So we want to talk about maybe what your experience has been in looking for a home. We want to talk about maybe what some of your goals are for moving to the area or for buying a new house. We want to find out a little bit about some of the features that you might be interested in a home, and maybe be able to talk through what some of those features and benefits are, to see what really matters. For example, some people might say they want to look at golf course communities, but when we talk to them a little bit more, they don't golf. But they want a golf course community because they really want to see the open space and they want to have a nice view. And we could find houses that maybe aren't on a golf course, but give you that same open space and that same open view. So what the first thing a buyer should do is really start to get an understanding. What we would consult and recommend is that we're going to introduce you to some of our local lenders. Because we want you to be comfortable knowing that you're in a affordable price range and what you can qualify for. It's really disappointing to start looking at houses and then either find out that you don't qualify for that house.
Right, or vice versa.
Or you're looking well below your budget and you actually could you actually could afford something a little bit bigger, but you didn't realize that.
Yeah, it just really helps you going. We want you to be able to go into your home search as educated as you can be, so that you know what you have to spend, what you want to spend, what you're comfortable spending.
Yeah, and the next part might be like understanding the timeline. How much time or when exactly is it that you're thinking you might want to be looking to be in your new home? A lot of people start and it's a year-long process. Sometimes it's within the next month. I want to find a place, close on it, and get in there, right? So your timeline is really going to help dictate the direction that we go in. If you're from out of state, we want to try to schedule some time. Lynda and I love going to visit homes. We like to be able to do some maybe FaceTime or video for you as we walk through, but you really can't beat being in person. So in our area, there's quite a few people that are here often. They like to work remotely. They like to visit Disney and stay in Airbnb, and maybe they make a decision. So while you're here, we want to schedule some time. Let's carve out some time to get together. If you're here, we also have a few resources like self-guided tours, so that you're not just driving around aimlessly, but that you are driving around with kind of intention. And you can't get everywhere. There's a lot of gated communities. And that's where we can come in and help get behind the gate and those sorts of things. But we really want to meet you, understand your goals, your objectives, your timeline, and then we want to make sure that we don't miss anything. So back to the funnel, we're just going to get everything in, and then we're going to start eliminating homes. We're going to eliminate based on price. Maybe we'll eliminate based on size.
True. And you're going to start learning more about what you're interested in during that process. You'll be surprised. You might think that something is top of your list, and as you're looking, you're like, that doesn't feel as important right now, So, you be open to, no, it's okay to change your mind.
That's right. And there's a process of elimination. So we'll go through, and I think the process of elimination is maybe at times more powerful than a selection process, because we know what we don't like.
Yes.
But I do want to say, you can't always judge a book by its cover.
True.
Right? Which is why it's important to go and take a look, because sometimes in the pictures it looks great. But then you show up and it's not so great.
Yeah, Jim has a great way of, when we're looking at homes, to say, okay, scale of 1 to 10. And it seems so simple, scale of 1 to 10, what do you think? But if you take it seriously and you actually are starting to it helps you create an order for what you're looking for. Again, it can be an overwhelming process, but it doesn't have to be. And
you will have homes that you like on some of the search portals. We will also set you up on a regular search portal. We like to use a platform called Real Scout, so that you can communicate and leave notes with us, which is great. We'll send recommendations and we'll try to narrow down the selection. And then you can you can comment, and those will only come to us, so that we can help kind of understand what it is that you like about it. You don't have to scroll through and then try to remember what it was. Exactly. You can write on it, put a little note in there. Oh, do you see how the kitchen opens up to the family room? That's really important to us. Or do you see how there is an option for a master bedroom or a guest room downstairs? We would like that because our, parents come regularly to visit. So, things like that, you'll be able to make note of, and it's just a tool that we use in helping you have a smoother process. Yeah, and I think it'll really help focus things in. And as we go through the process some more, once we start going to look, you'll probably notice that maybe some pictures are also, they don't do justice to the house. Right. Not only sometimes they make it look better than it is, sometimes they make it look worse than it is, right? Yeah, true. Sometimes it's a kind of a dark iPhone picture. They just don't take good quality pictures. It's just not a good quality picture. But seeing it in person, you can see the neighborhood and you go, wow. Oh, wow, this is I would have swiped away from this one, and we don't want to miss out. So we'll do that. We also want to make sure you don't pay too much, right? Nobody wants to pay too much. And so we keep our finger on the pulse, really, of what's happening in the market. Once we get down to your favorite homes, believe me, we're not going to let you pay too much for it. We're going to do a full kind of market analysis to see how it compares to other homes. We want you to feel good about what you're spending. So by the time you are writing an offer, you're going to feel good about the number that you're putting down. That's right. And we'll be able to really back that up with some data, with some comparable sales, with some trends in the neighborhood, so that we're going to eliminate that worry for you and really help you through that. And not to toot Jim's horn over here, but honestly, this man knows this market so well, and this is where his years of expertise and his background as also an attorney
his attention to detail like really is an asset for you to use. So use us for that knowledge, especially Jim.
Yeah, and I think another thing is that we want to get you connected early in the process with some service providers, right? With with a local lender that can help kind of figure out what exactly you can afford, what the payments might look like, get you pre-approved or pre-qualified. It's always better to have a pre-approval, pre-qualification when you make an offer. We want to have you talk with some insurance representatives so that you have a good idea of what the cost of insurance is. And then we'll probably even maybe put you in touch with some contractors. One of the things we talk about is there's kind of like this idea of a cream puff, right? It's the cream puff syndrome where everything's great about it. It's in a great location. It's got a great price. And it's called a cream puff for a reason because everybody wants that house. And so it's going to go really fast.
Correct.
Right?
Correct.
But there are other homes that are maybe the 85% rule. There are things that we can work with. Some people are not comfortable with maybe looking at the wall coloring. But if we put you in touch with some painters that we've recommended and worked with, you can get an understanding of what it might cost for painting. If you don't like the floors, we can put you in touch with some of our preferred vendors and make sure, hey, I can get an idea, that tile, that
We've
carpet,
heard so many questions through the
whatever
years.
it is.
We've heard complaints and questions and concerns, and so we've really put our time into getting to know the neighborhood and the contractors, the workers, the painters. So then what happens? So now you're at this point. We're in this house.
We're ready to make an offer.
You're ready to make an offer. You found the home. What happens next?
So part of our process is also going to be showing you in advance what a contract offer looks like. And maybe we'll go through it. Some people want to see what it looks like, get their hands on it. It's literally like 14 pages long. Okay. And so we don't want, in the heat of the moment or under pressure, you feeling uncomfortable or rushed and having to go through that. So we're going to send you an initial package of material. It'll have all of the contract documents in it. But we're going to go through kind of pricing strategies and what are the things that go into an offer. It's not just price. So there are factors such as the time. When is it going to close? Such as what's included or what's not included. Any contingencies that you might have or that the seller might have.
You need to sell your home before you can purchase this one.
Right, and maybe some sellers are saying they're not looking for a home until they get under contract on their existing one. So we want to make sure that all of those terms go in as well as the price so that we have a good understanding and that we'll be able to coach you through that process. So the offer is made and it's the most favorable to you to help you get into the place that we've ultimately found for you. Once you're under contract, it's going to go to a title company, settlement agent, and you'll make your earnest money deposit with that title company. In Florida, it's a very time of the essence state, which means that if there's a time frame in the contract, it's very specifically held to. So if it says 14 days for inspection, you have 14 days to make an inspection.
But just to back it up, I think I've seen also sometimes people get very nervous when they're in that offer process and they're afraid that it's like once they sign that offer, that's it. But it really is a negotiation. So now we're going to bring that offer to the seller and we're going to talk about it. They might be like, oh, I think we need we kind of wanted something to close a week sooner, a couple weeks sooner, and those are things that we'll be able to negotiate and go back and forth with you. You will always be in the know. We wouldn't want you to have confusion or feel nervous about anything. You're going to feel confident. You're going to know what's happening, and we're going to get that approved as soon as possible.
Yeah.
So that then.
Yeah, and there's strategies, right? So maybe it's having a seller concession to help buy down your mortgage rate. Maybe it's having a seller concession so that you can get a new roof or you can budget for different repairs. Whatever it is, we'll make sure that we help with that buying strategy and the negotiation side of it. so that once we're under contract, and usually it's maybe 30, could be up to 60 days between the time of contract and the time that you close. During that time, we have a number of home inspectors that we've been really pleased to work with that we'll recommend to you. You make the decisions on who you want to work with, and we'll be there for the home inspection. Buyers are always welcome to be there as well, but you're going to get a very thorough home inspection report. 100 plus pages with lots of pictures so that you know everything, the ins and outs, and you know that you're buying a house that is in good condition and that you can trust. And if there's anything that needs to be addressed, we can always ask. We can always ask the seller to address it. So really, that's our buying process in a nutshell. It can seem overwhelming at first, but once we kind of go through the quiz, we find out what it is lifestyle-wise that you're looking for, we'll narrow down kind of the suburb or the area in the greater Orlando metro. We will narrow down the neighborhood, maybe even the types of homes.
So, I mean, we know that moving can be the #1 source of stress for families, and we really want to help alleviate that and just make it the fun, exciting process that it can be.
That's right.
It's so much fun looking at homes and making this major decision for your life. So
we look forward to working with you.
We do. Thank you for watching this whole video all the way through. Remember, don't forget to take that quiz in the bottom. That'll jumpstart the process so you can know exactly what areas will best suit your family or your lifestyle. And we're excited.
If you're in the area and you have questions, give us a call. We'd love to talk. We'd love to meet up somewhere. We have lots of good places that we like to go to and meet people. But we're looking forward to meeting you and helping you on your journey.
Thanks for watching.